Selanjutnya Pak Arif akan ngejelasin tentang apa aja yang kita pelajari selama di sana.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih kepada teman-teman semua sudah hadir di sini. Saya mungkin akan sedikit sharing apa yang kita pelajari di sana dan nanti mungkin lebih dikupas banyak di tanya jawab. Selamat datang Pak Karyana Hutomo dari Binus Entrepreneurship Center. Ini slide udah siap ya? Kita kemarin selama 3 minggu di sana jalan ke 5 kota, tadi sudah dijelaskan oleh Mbak Nunik. Kita banyak datang ke university, terus ada ke lembaga-lembaga, disebutnya Small Business Development Center, terus kemudian ada beberapa inkubator, kemudian juga ada beberapa bisnis-bisnis yang mungkin unique to that city gitu. Oh sorry, ya ini foto kita di Google Fiber. Nah mungkin kalau yang belum kenal, yang ini namanya Bu Nur dari Bandung, beliau tidak. Ini Pak Atet yang duduk di depan, ini saya Mbak Nunik, ini Pak Karyana dan terakhir Bu Martini. Ini kita lagi pakai 3D glass-nya Google TV ya, Google TV. Nah mungkin saya mau kasih sedikit penjelasan. Ini kemarin baru dapat dari Global Entrepreneurship Summit di KL. Jadi dia bilang bahwa kalau di Amerika is very private sector driven economy, which means that if you start a company, probably someday you can influence the president. So that's how the US works. And in Europe, there are more community driven. So I don't really understand. I'm still trying to understand about that one. And Asia is government plus clan. You know what that means, right? That's the Asia, not just Indonesia. If you see Korean, most of the companies now like Samsung, Hyundai, LG, most of the founders know two decades ago, the president of Korea, Park Chung-hee, close friend to the president. That's how you make business in Asia. You have to become the clan of the government. I want to share about how the U.S. government works. The government in the U.S., they have 3 levels of government. The first one is federal. Federal means the president, the ministry, Hillary Clinton, John Kerry, etc. And they only occupied a small space, the Washington, D.C. area. Washington, D.C. area is not part of any state. So they are independent. And they only concern about defense, foreign policy, and money. That's it. And we move to the state. The state have a constitutional role, which means that more to the criminal code, like in one state you can get a death penalty, in another you cannot. In another you can have a gay marriage, in other state you cannot. That's how what the state are concerned. Now, the local, this is where the action happen. What it means that local is county or municipal. Municipal consists of cities, town, village, and etc. This is where the economic development policies are made. So if you guys want to go to US, you should check whether the city support entrepreneurship movement. So probably if you want to become a techpreneur, you should go to Silicon Valley, right? But that's not the case right now, because Kansas City now got Google Fiber. I think it was the most high-speed internet in the world right now, because you can download and upload at 1 gigabyte per second. This is the entrepreneurship ecosystem that we visit. There's a saying that you don't have to become Silicon Valley, and you don't want to become Silicon Valley. In this, I have to focus on these 3 cities: Rochester, Kansas City, and Las Vegas. Los Angeles and Washington D.C. are more as additional visit. In Rochester, uh, is there anybody who knows Kodak? Kodak, Xerox. Do you know Bosch and Lomb, the lens maker, the best in the world? Are based in Rochester, founded and based in Rochester. Rochester only have 200,000 population, occupying a space around 77 square kilometers. Is the size of Tangerang City. And Rochester suffered a depression moment when Kodak collapsed. Back then, Kodak employed around 63,000 employees, and currently, I think they only employ around 6,000 or 3,000 people. With that happen, the people in Rochester try to recover from this depressed moment, and what they did is they tapped into their most valuable resources, which is the top two university, University of Rochester and Rochester Institute of Technology. If you Google in the college rank, these two university is among the top 100 best university in United States, especially Rochester Institute of Technology, known for their imaging technologies patents. So now they make a lot of high-tech incubators so that a lot of companies can come out of the university system. Besides that, they also have a lot of talents, young talents. We move to Kansas City. Kansas City is not a high-tech entrepreneurship ecosystem. If Rochester is driven by the university, this one is driven by the foundation, the Kauffman Foundation. Do you guys know who is Ewing Kauffman? No? He is a famous entrepreneur that founded a company named Marion Lab. Why he doesn't use the Kauffman name? Because he said that he wants people to know that he doesn't build the company himself. So he used his middle name, Marion, Ewing Marion Kauffman. But nowadays, Kauffman are more famous for the foundation, not for the company, because he sold the company around, I think, 1970 something. He sold the company. Now, the Kansas City ecosystem is driven by Kauffman Foundation. There's got a lot of going on over there. 1 million cup is a gathering. I think they have a photo of it around here somewhere. And then they also bring Google Fiber. What Google Fiber wants to do is they put I forgot the square meter, but there's a neighborhood in Kansas City right across the border. Kansas City is a very unique city where the city is into state. In half of the city is in Kansas, half of the city is in Missouri. Now, and the Google Fiber office is right in the border of the two states. They want to attract a lot of startups. That's why they built the high internet networks. And the result of that is the birth of the Kansas City Startup Village. Most of the startups are tech startups, but a lot of companies in the Kansas City area are not high tech. But there is two companies that also are based in Kansas. Hallmark, the gift card, and the other one. Do you know Garmin, the GPS? Is born in Kansas City, out of a university lab. Oh, sorry, Las Vegas. Las Vegas is driven by the strip, the casinos. What is the thing about the Las Vegas ecosystem is that they are more focused on the service industry. They have a lot of low-cost labor and uneducated labor, which means that they don't graduate from university. So that's their resources. That's why, and if you want to know, Nevada also have the best hotel management school in the US. And Nevada is also ranked top 3 in promoting entrepreneurship. That's why Zappos is in Las Vegas. In Nunik's slide, they mentioned about the Downtown Project. Downtown Project is initiated by Tony Hsieh, the founder of Zappos. Well, we actually very lucky. We are like 1 inch from him, right? We went to his apartment. That's a bonus of this trip. We went to his apartment, and he was there, and we was standing right beside us, but it's unfortunate that we cannot talk to him because he's at a meeting, a Skype meeting, I think it was that. So we can't talk, but we go bypass him. So the Downtown Project is where Tony Hsieh invests $350 million to buy 65 square foot of the downtown Las Vegas, because downtown Las Vegas right now is depressed. The Strip is not in downtown. So in the old days, Las Vegas center is in the Fremont Street, which is in the downtown area. But right now it's in the Strip. It's a different area. So that's the three entrepreneurship ecosystem that we see. Maybe you all know about the Silicon Valley, but this ecosystem is quite different. This is the two types of entrepreneurship that we see in our Strip. One is the small business. Small business are supported by the SBA. This is a government agency, Small Business Administration, and in each stage they have the Small Business Development Center. We went to the New York State SBDC and the California SBDC, and California was among the best SBDC in United States. And usually small business don't go to venture capital. They live from bank loans, small bank loans, and they create local jobs. This is very interesting. Out of all the business in the United States, 98.7% are small business. And out of this 98%, 80% of it only employ less than 20 people. So even though the Amazon, the Zappos, the Google, the Facebook are important to the US economy as a whole, but they don't create a lot of jobs. This create jobs in the local area. You know, Tulsa, Oklahoma, you talk about Jacksonville, Florida. This is what makes them flourish. Now, we talked about the high tech. High tech are high growth. So their mission is not to create jobs. They create new technology, they create wealth, and also the engine of the economy. They live usually from incubators. They also a program called accelerators. It's quite different because accelerator is pre-incubator period, usually only 3 to 6 months. And usually they have venture capital financing. This is what we all heard every year in the media. This is what we see. And then usually they introduce new technology. And this is probably the point that most people don't really know. Is there anyone who knows the Silicon Valley history? How Santa Clara became Silicon Valley? No? Well, it started from only 8 people in the 1960s. These 8 brilliant engineers first worked for a guy named Shockley. This guy received Nobel Prize for inventing the semiconductors. But, you know, scientists sometimes can't lead a team of brilliant people. So they get frustrated and they try to apply to other places, but they don't want to apply individually. So they send letters to a lot of people and want to apply as a group, as an 8-person team. And one letter ended up in a bank in New York City. And a 24-year-old banker named Arthur Rock read the letter and he was confused. What does these guys want? They don't want funding. They just want a job, but for the 8 of them. So he went to California to see them, and he gave the idea, hey, you guys should start a business. and they don't know how to start business. The engineers. So what Arthur Rock did, he go back to New York and find fundings, and I think he find funding from a guy named Fairchild. This guy invents camera and other stuff. He is an inventor. They got $1.5 million funding to start a company called Fairchild Semiconductors. I think they have a branch in Bandung several years ago, but I don't know if it's still open or not. Out of the 8 people who started Fairchild Semiconductors, one by one resigned from that company and start another company. The 2 most influential people in that group, oh, by the way, this group was called the Treasures 8, pengkhianat 8 pengkhianat. You can Google them, the Treasures 8. 2 of them named Gordon Moore and Bob Noyce. Resigned after 13 years in Fairchild to start Intel Corporation. And Intel Corporation got funding from the same guy who funded the Fairchild, Arthur Rock. And Arthur Rock is the same guy who funded Apple. He is in the board of Apple. So a lot of people see Steve Jobs as a great businessman, but you don't know that Steve Jobs have 3 influence people behind him. One is Arthur Rock. The first, you can say that he invented venture capital. And the other one is Don Valentine. Don Valentine is not part of the 8 original founder of Fairchild, but he is the director of marketing of Fairchild Semiconductors. So 3 influence people behind Steve Jobs. This is what happened in a lot of high-tech companies. Usually the founder is young, very young, but they got a lot of experience behind them. There's a lot of people don't really hear about that. So what we learned from our trip is that this series don't try to replicate what Silicon Valley did. They try to find their own solution. Rochester find different solution from Kansas City. Las Vegas also find different solution. People find solution locally. So what we see that we are Indonesian also have to find our own solution to our own problem. I mean, Jakarta, Bandung, Malang probably don't have the same ecosystem. So we have to find, there is no cookie cutter approach. Do you know cookie cutter approach? One size fit all solution. We don't have that. So we have to find a very customized solution for every series, every series. Well, that's it from me. Thank you very much.